If we move to your daily work, could you describe your daily tasks? Yeah, daily tasks. How you spend your days as a primary school headmaster.
My typical workday consists of very many kind of things. Very seldom I have that kind of peaceful time to discuss and concentrate to discuss with someone. Usually every day somebody is coming and knocking on my door. Do you have a little time for me? And telephone is ringing and emails are coming. So sometimes it's very hard to try to concentrate to that kind of big jobs, which needs really my time. But the typical workday is answering emails, telephone, signing invoices or administrative decisions. I have a very excellent secretary. I'm a lucky one. She has been working in this school about 30 years, so she knows everything. And I have to prepare also meetings, like this morning, give information for my colleagues. And also I have to attend very many meetings in Lohja. And also I have discussions with my staff and students, parents, and our network partners. We have quite many, as I told when we met Maria-Lena this morning, their pupils, their students come to our school and do the practicing for 6 weeks here, and then they can do their exams.
Who want to become teachers?
Yeah, perhaps become teachers or assistants. Very seldom, because the nearest place for teacher education is the University of Helsinki or University in Turku. Very seldom those kind of practicants who are becoming a teacher, but school assistants or that kind of nurses or that kind of students.
Regarding your responsibilities, I read somewhere that teachers and headmasters have large autonomy compared to other OECD countries. How much of this autonomy do you have in school administration? Like, for example, I take teachers hiring, pedagogy, teaching programs, financing, things like that. What are the main prerogatives that you have in the school? As a teaching staff, you and the teachers.
I agree that principals have large autonomy. For example, hiring teachers.
Yeah.
I can choose, I see the applications, I can choose, I need these 5 persons, and me and my vice principal, we are doing our interviewing discussions with them, so we can decide. And I think also in pedagogical solutions, principals are quite autonomic. But I have noticed in my work, I have been principal about 5 years in this school and about 5 years in my hometown. So I have noticed that it's very important that principal is discussing with teachers especially in pedagogical situations. And also we do together decisions what kind of education material we need, or what would be a good example, books, and what kind of methods we are going to use in this school.
Okay.
Nowadays we are doing our municipality curriculum. We have very much discussion of how we should change our working, our operational culture in this school, because there are coming so big changes to the coming curriculum compared to what we are fulfilling now. So we should really take care of developing, for example, ICT skills. It's we older women, we are reserved, that kind of thing.
Yeah, regarding ICT and regarding all these responsibilities you have, so I guess you have long and strong experience and knowledge of your profession. How much hours you have for training, you as headmaster?
How
per
much
year, for
hours?
example? Yeah.
I think in Lohja we have had excellent possibilities. We have had training for principals for years. For example, it was a special financing from the government, so it lasted about 2 years and approximately 2 days per 3 months.
Okay.
And all the time our head of education takes very good care of this. She do many applications so she can get money for that kind of education and training for teachers and for assistants, for principals. And it's very important that you can update your knowledge and update your skills all the time.
One of the big differences that characterizes Finland is that it seems that Finnish teachers do less teaching hours in class, but many other tasks besides this. So you have shorter lessons of 45 minutes, you have many breaks, but teachers do a lot of things besides this. Meeting parents, planning, preparing courses, etc. What is your feeling about that?
I agree. Again, school days in Finland are shorter and than in other countries on average. But as you told, that teacher instead have very much work in preparing classes. They have many meetings. They have to cooperate with parents, use Vilma, and I think beside this, teacher need to attend development projects like the common municipal curriculum.
Regarding the future of Finnish education, from your perspective, what is the main challenge that the Finnish education system is facing or could face?
As I said earlier, that I'm confident, I rely on the competence of our teachers, and I think that good ideas and innovations may be born in challenging times too. And as I told, we have also problems and weaknesses, but the point is how we can solve that kind of problems.
I hope so, because I'll tell you my own opinion. I believe in public schools, and Finnish schools give a lot of hope in other countries where public schools are suffering.
Okay.
So you are the hope for us.
Okay, nice to hear.
Yeah, I think one of the success keys is that in Finland you don't talk about competition. The way of doing is that you concentrate in school, in classroom, you give chance to all pupils, and you don't care about competition. You consider that all children are different, so if a child has bad scores, it's because maybe the way the teacher explains was not adapted to that child. It's not the teacher is not bad, but the children is different. So he has another chance, and this is given by the special need teaching. It's not the same doctrine in other philosophies in other countries where I think the school is more kind of rude with struggling students. Yes, I think it's I could say Finnish schools give more importance to human aspects.
Human aspects. That is the right word, I think.
And even the PISA assessments is not complete because you have to integrate equality. And Finland is among the rare models that achieve equity and excellence at the same time. And this is unique. You don't have the same thing in Singapore or Shanghai or other countries.
My eldest daughter is living in the US, in Arizona, in Phoenix, and she was studying in the Turku University when she lived in Finland here, and she was becoming a specialist in special need education. So nowadays she is working in the Arizona, in Phoenix, as a special needs teacher in the private school. So we are discussing and comparing our school systems quite much, and we have discussed with my daughter very much what means word confidence. So it's one very basic thing in Finland. Teachers are quite free to fulfill the national core curriculum. They are in the same time, they are independent.
They are professionals.
They are professionals. They can do their own pedagogical solutions. There is no inspectors in Finnish schools. There is no a principal who is saying that you have to use this method and do your work in this way. But teachers are independent, but they are responsible at the same time.
Yeah, I think this is a central point, because in many other countries where we have rigid bureaucratic structure, I think that a lot of money is put on all these administration structures rather into the classroom. And I think the Finnish reform was really thoughtful. It was done in a thoughtful manner so that it's not worth it to put a lot of money in administration. So you have a decentralized system, and each school manages its pedagogy, its schedules, etc. So that you don't spare money in bureaucracy, but rather in school, in teaching, in resources for the children, and this is important.
And we have had quite many visitors or guests in our school. A few weeks ago we had a big group from Holland, Dutch teachers, and we were discussing with them, and they told us that they have very much that kind of national tests, and it increases pressure to the pupils, but also for the teachers. All the time you are preparing your pupils for those kind of tests. If you manage, you are a good teacher, and perhaps the school gets more money because it's a good school too.
Exactly.
And it sounds for my ears that it's so stressful
And
for
it's not-
everyone.
It doesn't reflect the true quality of teaching. If you prepare your students just for that kind of test, you are killing innovation. So I heard Pastor Solberg saying that standardization and standardized tests kills innovation
Sure.
and creativity.